David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast. Now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney Plus. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney Plus every night.
Tonight, there is breaking news right now. The airspace shut down over 9 states tonight. Hundreds of flights in the U.S. affected, communications and radar going down. Planes grounded. You can hear the confusion with pilots and air traffic controllers.
What's going on with the airspace?
330,000 square miles affected, what we know so far. Also tonight here, the flight, the passenger jet, the tire blowing on takeoff. Passengers taken off the plane. Also breaking, the U.S. war in Iran. And tonight, serious questions now over the U.S. missile supply. Tonight, President Trump pushing back on alarming reports that the U.S. is facing a critical missile shortage. Tonight, this new outbreak linked to contaminated food is growing, involving Chipotle in Qdoba. Hundreds of cases of salmonella already, more than 24 states. One customer saying she fell unconscious 3 days after eating a burrito bowl. And what authorities are now saying. This evening, shutting off the oxygen supply, a suspect now charged with attempted murder, accused of shutting off an 18-year-old diver's air supply after a dispute. That young diver reportedly pulled from the water, gasping for air. Tonight, authorities on the scene, the bodies of 2 people found in the backyard of a home. There's now an urgent manhunt at this hour for the son of a missing couple. Tonight, just weeks before the Miss USA pageant, Miss North Carolina has been stripped of her crown, and the reason why. Tonight, the stunning moments. Police say 2 young boys stole their parents' car, sideswiped another vehicle, and then hit a woman walking her dog. That woman in critical condition, her dog missing tonight. On the Hill, the Republican-led Senate panel voting to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. A passenger jet rocked by severe turbulence, suddenly dropping 300 feet. News of multiple injuries. A Yankees fan suing the New York Yankees for $10 million, saying she was hit by a bat, suffering permanent injuries. Fighting off the flu for the first time, the FDA approving an mRNA flu vaccine, and why they believe this could be far more effective. And America Strong tonight, the NFL going to the dogs. Tonight, they're hoping all of these dogs will get their forever home.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. We begin tonight with the breaking news. The airspace over 9 states shut down. Hundreds of flights in the U.S. suddenly grounded tonight. In fact, take a look at the map. Over the Midwest, you can see there, it shows the skies mostly empty. Hardly any flights over 9 states, some 330,000 square miles. Pilots and air traffic control losing radar and radio frequencies. We're told a major air traffic control facility lost radar and radio frequencies, and you're about to hear the confusion between pilots and air traffic control. ABC's Alex Perez leading us off tonight from Chicago's O'Hare Airport with late reporting tonight.
Tonight, empty skies across 9 states, hundreds of flights unable to take off, others forced to divert after an outage at a major air traffic control facility that took out radar and air traffic control frequencies.
Ground stop for all departures out of Minneapolis currently, and expected update 15 after the next hour.
The facility involved controls air traffic across a massive 330,000 square mile swath of the Midwest. This flight-aware map tracking flights around the time of the shutdown, showing hardly any flights in that area.
You're one of our last arrivals. Wow.
Listen to the tower communications at Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport after they grounded all flights there.
What's going on with the airspace?
Center is shut down, completely shut down. I think they're having frequency and or radar issues, so that's what the issue is. And there, as of now, 0 updates.
And David, this is still all unfolding. The FAA says systems are back up and running, but in many ways, the damage is already done. Several hundred flights will be delayed for the next several hours. The FAA says they're still investigating what exactly caused this massive outage. David?
All right, Alex Perez leading us off here tonight. Alex, thank you. There's also news tonight about a United flight forced to return to the airport in San Francisco. The passenger jet blowing a tire during takeoff. The plane was on its way to Cabo. More than 170 passengers and crew on board. The plane returning to the airport, landing safely. You could see the passengers getting off the flight. No one was hurt. We turn next tonight to serious questions over the U.S. missile supply. Tonight, President Trump pushing back on alarming reports that the U.S. is facing a critical missile shortage amid this war in Iran, now in its 6th month. Here's Here's Rachel Scott.
Tonight, President Trump pushing back on reports the U.S. is running low on missiles, with the war he said would last 4 to 6 weeks, now well into its 6th month.
We're in very good shape. We have literally massive amounts of ammunition.
Still, sources tell ABC News President Trump expressed frustration when he convened his cabinet at Camp David last week.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the invitation, the opportunity to be here.
Behind closed doors, sources tell us the president voiced concerns the U.S. missile stockpile has been significantly depleted. According to one estimate, the war has used up 2/3 of America's Patriot missiles and more than half of its long-range missile interceptors. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has repeatedly insisted there's not a problem.
Our stockpiles are great, and they'll only get stronger.
But sources tell ABC News that when President Trump backed away from his recent threat to launch a massive attack on Iran, one factor he considered was warnings from his advisors that the missile stockpile was dwindling. Today, the president acknowledging he'd like more.
With that being said, we always want more. We have to have more.
David, it takes years to make new Patriot missiles. Each one is assembled almost entirely by hand, and they cost nearly $4 million each. Compare that to the drones that Iran has been using in this war. Those cost about $35,000 each. David.
Scott, live at the White House for us tonight. Rachel, thank you. Tonight, this new outbreak linked to contaminated food growing involving Chipotle and Qdoba. Hundreds of cases of salmonella, more than 24 states now linked to jalapenos. And one customer tonight saying she fell unconscious 3 days after eating a burrito bowl. Here's Elizabeth Schulze.
Tonight, 2 major foodborne illnesses growing across the country. The CDC reporting a salmonella outbreak linked to jalapenos served at Chipotle and Qdoba restaurants, reaching 27 states, with 345 people sickened and 36 hospitalized. One of them, a Minnesota woman, now suing Chipotle, claiming 3 days after she ate a burrito bowl, she lost consciousness and her temperature reached 102 degrees. She says she was diagnosed with sepsis from salmonella complications. Chipotle and Qdoba removing the jalapenos. The FDA says the peppers came from Mexico through Coast Citrus distributors and are now being recalled. It comes as the number of cyclosporiasis cases tops 22,000 nationwide. Many cases in 15 states tied to a deadly record outbreak linked to Taylor Farms iceberg lettuce from Mexico that's been voluntarily recalled.
It was the worst my stomach has ever been.
30-year-old Lucas Burnham says he had symptoms for nearly 2 months after eating lettuce at Taco Bell. Taco Bell has pulled the lettuce.
And David, back to that newest outbreak linked to Chipotle and Qdoba. Most people do recover within 1 week, but people who are young or immunocompromised should see a doctor. David.
Elizabeth Schulze back with us on this tonight. Elizabeth, thank you. Tonight, a disturbing case involving a man who police say deliberately cut off the oxygen supply. A suspect now charged with attempted murder tonight, accused of shutting off an 18-year-old diver's air supply after a dispute. That young diver reportedly gasping for air. Victor Akendo in Florida tonight.
We have a diver down there, you.
Tonight, the man seen boarding that boat is charged with attempted murder for allegedly cutting off a teen diver's air supply during a fight over a lobster fishing spot.
Do you regret any of the actions from that day?
Please allow both sides to come out.
51-year-old Michael Simpson seen leaving a Miami courthouse after posting bond. According to the affidavit, 18-year-old Hunter Coffer was diving using a floating air tank attached to a long hose called a Brownie Third Lung when another boat approached at a high rate of speed, circling the vessel several times. There was an argument over who was there first, and moments later, they say they saw Simpson swim over to the air supply unit and intentionally turn it off.
We have a diver down there, you.
The teen pulled to safety by his partner on the boat, who told police the boy was gasping for air.
Attempted murder. What? I got you now.
Simpson's family says he has devoted his life to boating safety and even serves on a boating safety council. They call the allegations categorically false. David.
Victor Akendo tonight. Victor, thank you. This evening, there's a chilling scene unfolding in Arizona. Authorities are on the scene. The bodies of 2 people found in the backyard of a home, and there's now an urgent manhunt at this hour for the son of a missing couple. Here's Melissa Adon.
Tonight, the grisly scene outside Phoenix. Authorities digging up this backyard, finding 2 people dead, triggering an international manhunt for a missing couple's son.
What I can tell you is that the bodies are in a state of decomposition.
Authorities responding to a welfare check Tuesday at the home of a husband, wife, and their adult son in Avondale, Arizona. Investigators say no one was inside the home, but they immediately saw signs of foul play.
We identified as a large amount of blood. And we also identified what we believed as evidence in an attempt to conceal that blood.
Police launching a missing persons investigation, finding the remains of 2 unidentified people in the backyard.
Very shocking because they have been nothing but pleasant.
Tonight, authorities urgently searching for the son of the missing couple, 27-year-old Matthew Flores, saying he fled the country. David, police are asking for the public's help in locating the couple's son, who is considered a suspect in this missing persons investigation. David?
Melissa, Don reporting tonight. Melissa, thank you. Tonight, just weeks before the Miss USA pageant, Miss North Carolina has now been stripped of her crown. She was set to compete on the national stage, and why the crown was taken away. Here's Rhiannon Ally tonight.
Tonight, just weeks after being crowned, Miss North Carolina USA stripped of her title, with the Miss USA organization saying it does not tolerate racism, homophobia, transphobia, nor language that strips any person of their dignity, whoever they are. 27-year-old Brittany Boltinhouse was set to compete in the Miss USA pageant later this month.
My name is Brittany Boltinhouse.
Recently sharing on Facebook one of the reasons she signed up for the pageant.
I wanted to look back in my life and be like, I absolutely tried.
But tonight, Boltinhouse dethroned after what state contest organizers say was a thorough review of recently surfaced information, with Miss USA citing conduct over an extended period of time. State and national organizers did not say exactly what the conduct was, only stating a title here isn't a trinket. It's a position of trust extended by an organization and accepted by a woman who agrees to carry a standard in public. When that standard is broken, the title cannot continue as though nothing happened. Boltinhouse has not commented publicly, but the Miss USA organization says she took ownership and apologized for her behavior. Boltinhouse has been replaced by Miss North Carolina USA runner-up Mila Hadley. Hadley will now compete at the 75th annual Miss USA pageant on August 27th. David?
Rhiannon Ally reporting. Rhiannon, thank you. We're going to turn now to the disturbing scene in Oakland, California tonight. Police say 2 young boys stole their parents' car and hit a woman walking her dog. That woman in critical condition tonight, her dog missing. Here's Trevor Ault.
Tonight, the shocking moments. Oakland police say 2 young boys stole their parents' car, sideswiped another vehicle, and hit a pedestrian, a woman walking her dog, before crashing into a retaining wall.
I seen the 2 young boys laying on the ground here, and then I seen the woman laying on the ground over here, and to me, she seemed really lifeless.
Authorities say the woman was struck from behind while crossing the street. She's now in critical condition, and her dog is missing. And the family says those boys are 7- and 4-year-old brothers.
The airbags did deploy, so I did see one of the kids fly to the back, because when the airbag deployed, it hit them so hard, and they were so small. These kids were so small.
Both of those boys were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Officials say they're in stable condition.
David, the family says both of those boys' parents were asleep when all of this happened. They say they have no idea why the boys took the car or how they even knew how to operate it. David?
Just an awful story. Trevor Ault tonight. Trevor, thank you. Meantime, on the Hill tonight, the Republican-led Senate panel voting to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. Dr. Fauci taking the fifth during last week's hearing on Capitol Hill. Democrats tonight say Republicans were trying to set him up. Let's get right to ABC's Jay O'Brien, live on the Hill for us tonight. Jay?
David, tonight the Republican-led Senate Homeland Security Committee voting to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress after he refused to answer their questions, invoking the Fifth Amendment more than 100 times. The chairman of that committee, Rand Paul, says that Fauci is not eligible to do that because he received a full pardon from former President Biden. Fauci says that Paul has a, quote, unhinged obsession with him and wants to see him behind bars. Democrats accusing Republicans of trying to lay a trap for Fauci. Paul has now referred this matter to the Justice Department. No word tonight on if they will seek criminal charges. David.
All right, Jay O'Brien live up on the Hill. Jay, thanks as always. In Spokane, Washington tonight, where they are still battling those massive wildfires, the suspect accused of starting one of those fires allegedly making a stunning admission. Investigators say Aaron Farinacci has claimed responsibility for about 25 fires since July of last year, including the one in the Spokane area, destroying hundreds of homes. Authorities say he allegedly planned the fires days in advance, researching weather conditions to maximize their spread. Tonight, we have learned a U.S. Marine recruit has died days after suffering a medical emergency at California's Camp Pendleton. Military officials say the recruit was undergoing a routine physical fitness evaluation at the time, dying at a medical center 4 days later. An investigation is now underway tonight. When we come back here, news of a passenger jet rocked by severe turbulence, suddenly dropping 300 feet. The turbulence lasting about 5 minutes. There is word of multiple injuries. A Yankees fan tonight suing the New York Yankees for $10 million, saying she was hit by a bat, suffering permanent injuries. More on this in a moment. Tonight, the man authorities call the master of disguise now arrested. Multiple robberies, and you'll see the disguises. And tonight, right here, the NFL trading the football for the puppies. There is a major effort underway across this country tonight, and they need your help in a moment. You've got to see this. We'll be right back. Tonight, severe turbulence on board an Air India flight, sending more than a dozen people to the hospital. Images from inside the plane show the doors to overhead bins in the aisles, along with passengers' belongings. Authorities say the incident lasted for about 4 to 5 minutes. The plane suddenly dropping about 300 feet in altitude. An investigation is underway tonight. Back here, a fan is now suing the New York Yankees for $10 million, saying she was hit in the head by a bat that flew into the stands right there. The incident happened back in June, the bat flying out of the hands of a Cleveland Guardians batter and over the protective netting. The fan saying she suffered permanent injuries. We have reached out to the Yankees for comment. No word yet tonight. A Washington State man is under arrest on suspicion of arson tonight. Authorities say he set fire to a garage outside Seattle using a torch. Surveillance images right there show a man in a golf cart lighting that fire, a dog in the passenger seat. A neighbor who says he witnessed the incident said the man told him he was with the fire department. No one was hurt. When we come back on the broadcast tonight, fighting off the flu, for the first time, the FDA approving an mRNA flu vaccine and why they believe this could be far more effective. Also tonight, the well-known influencer who has died at just the age of 26. And the NFL players tonight and the puppies. You got to see this. To the index of other news tonight, a passing to note, a well-known social media influencer, Sydney Towle, who chronicled her 3-year journey with rare cancer, has died. She was just 26 years old. Towle shared her journey with more than 1 million followers, including her treatment and her solo trip to Europe amid the battle. She was determined to live even in the face of terminal cancer. Her family tonight calling her, quote, an endless ray of sunshine. An alleged armed robber prosecutors call the master of disguise has been arrested tonight. Authorities say Tracy Mingo robbed 10 local businesses in the Atlanta area at gunpoint over a 3-month period. He wore several different disguises. If convicted, he could face decades in prison. Well, protecting yourself from the flu, the FDA tonight approving the first flu vaccine developed with mRNA technology. Mfluziva is manufactured by Moderna and is expected to be available for people 50 and older for this flu season. Studies show it led to 27% fewer cases than just the standard vaccine. By the way, the Powerball jackpot is growing. No winner last night, so Saturday's jackpot is now $856 million and growing. The 8th largest Powerball in history, so good luck. Let me know if you win. When we come back here tonight, America Strong, the NFL going to the dogs tonight, and they're hoping that all of the dogs, all the puppies they're holding, will get a forever home after our piece tonight. Finally tonight, America Strong, NFL teams across this country suddenly taking a break on the field. Instead of the football, they're holding something far more precious.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Tonight, the NFL going to the dogs. At training camps across the country, the teams taking a break from playing football to playing with the dogs in need of adoption. Hoping all of these dogs will get their forever homes. The Buffalo Bills, the players hugging the puppies, cooling them off in the heat. Quarterback Josh Allen. The Detroit Lions cheerleaders all holding dogs. The New England Patriots.
Say hey. My buddy right here.
It's become tradition to help the puppies.
Let's go. This is my guy, Aiden. This is Dean right here.
The dogs giving kisses.
So she's still looking for her home.
In their arms, walking out onto the field, all smiles.
Hi, baby.
And the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's one named after you.
The shelter naming some of the puppies after the players. Quarterback Joe Flacco meeting the puppy, now named Flacco.
What are you doing?
And right here tonight, the animal shelters, who tell us they are grateful.
Hi, David. Welcome to Cincinnati.
Simone LaFave from League for Animal Welfare.
We're very grateful, and we're really excited for all these babies to find forever homes thanks to the Bengals.
And joining us too,
hi David.
Lindsay McCormick from Second Chance Animal Services in New England.
We still have plenty more waiting for their forever home. This is Dante, the sweet 12-year-old girl is still here waiting. This is Hanny. She loves to go for walks and hang out with you. This is Susie, very, very sweet, husky mix. They're all waiting for you to come by and see them and make them yours.
Tonight, the puppies on the field, hoping to go home. All right, we'll track it. We'll keep you posted on those puppies. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night. I'm David Muir. Good night.
David Muir, the most trusted, most watched newscast in America. And now, World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the 4th year in a row.